Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to end the videos. This is a paid request for Guillermo. Thank you so much for that, man, for your kindness. As it's raining hard here, storming here in Texas. But thank you for your request, man. For anyone that wants to send in paid requests of video game playthroughs, tier lists, reviews, re-reviews, whatever the case may be, commentaries, topics, tier lists. PayPal's usually the best bet, or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this time it's The Shrine, a 2011 film, which I had never heard of before. Some say 2010, but I'll go with 2011 because other places, I don't know. Maybe it was in some festival of 2010, but then most people saw it 2011. I say most as in the other 8 people in the world that saw this movie. But again, The Shrine I never heard of. It's about this journalist lady who she's having relationship problems with her boyfriend, and the boyfriend's the lead, and I don't remember his name, but he's the guy that played Jimmy Olsen on Smallville, the TV show. And again, they have relationship problems because he wants to have more time with her, but she's headstrong about the job. So she goes on, she wants very badly this story about these missing people and tourists in Poland. So she takes her intern, I'm bad with names, I forget her name, and the boyfriend comes along. Now the boyfriend doesn't realize until too late that the journalist lady never got permission to do this. And he's like, wait, you're here and you didn't even get permission? And wait, we don't have to be here? So he wants to leave, which I don't blame him. And the movie is a slow burn. I'll admit that. It is a slow burn. But I gotta be honest, I did not hate the film. I'm kind of surprised by that. It's nothing remarkable. It's nothing hugely memorable. But I thought the finale made it a decent watch. Because I thought overall, by the end of it, it was a decent story, which I'll get to. And I didn't mind the lead guy. I wouldn't say he was fantastic, but I didn't mind him. Because they talked to this woman who's one of the missing people. I think it was the guy's mom they talked to. And they have this dream scene that I don't think you needed. It was there for like a fake lame jump scare where she sleeps, has a dream of the person saying, "Leave me alone," and she wakes up. Cheap jump scare, loud noise, not needed. I just figured, well, we need to have something like this before the shit hits the fan. Nah, it just felt cheap. But like I said, it takes her boyfriend who's a photographer, takes the female intern. And when they get to this village in Poland, they're warned to leave. They're warned to go. So, the boyfriend's ready to head out. Because they talk to some of these villagers. They talk to this little girl. He's like, fine, ciao, let's go. But she's like, no, I need this. Wait, you never got the go-ahead? Wait, you never told him? And she pretty much begs and says, if I don't do this, I'm not going to have a job anymore. And they're going to investigate this weird swirl of fog in the mountains. Because they were going towards it and the people warned them to leave. So they're going to go towards it. Now, when they get to the fog, I don't know how they filmed this. It looks fake though. Maybe in real life they did film it with a mist fog machine, whatever. But it didn't look like that. I don't know, just something about it looked phony. So I don't know if it was the way it was filmed. I don't know if it was the way it just... the cameras they used. Just think of like John Carpenter's The Fog. I think what it is that they did something to it because it has to be... of the 3 characters, 2 of them have to enter the fog and 1 cannot enter the fog for story points. So it's like they had to do something artificial so that it doesn't seep over to the characters here, because the story is that 2 of them... because they had to keep a fog at this point and not any further. It's like they had to do some manipulation, and it just doesn't look that great. I mean, you go back to 1980 and you look at John Carpenter's The Fog. That's how you shoot a fog. The Hammer films back in the day, Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, that's how you shoot fog. This is not how you shoot fog. It's an important part of the story, and when it looks off, it looks phony, it kind of hurts it. And that's what I mean. I wouldn't say this is a gem, underrated. It was a time waster. I'll get to why as the second half, as the why. Really the finale of the story. So the two ladies enter the fog. One's missing, the intern, so the journalist goes in. She sees this statue, this creepy-looking statue that starts bleeding. They escape the fog. Then as soon as the three of them try to leave, these villagers attack them, and they're being chased. And the little girl from the village leads them to this place where there's these coffins, but then they get locked in. And then it's pretty much a chase where they're chased by these villagers, and the guy's trying to defend his girlfriend, of course, but the villagers have crossbows and such. There's a little bit of knife fight that I'll call him Jimmy Olsen gets in with one of the villagers, but all three get knocked out. They're forced to be part of this ritual. The guy's separated from the two ladies. And the ritual, I thought, was kind of interesting and grisly to a point. Because you're tied down, and they put this metal mask on you, and they have to pound it into the person's face. So it's like, boom. Now, you don't see a lot of gore here, but just the idea of the mask pounding into someone's face, it does give a visceral impact to it. I appreciate that. And I also thought they did an interesting motif where, for the good chunk of the movie, afterward, the Polish, like, they will speak in their native language, but we don't understand what they're saying, so we're in the same frame of mind as the lead characters. Like, we don't know what they're saying, we don't know what they're talking about, so we're as confused as the main characters are. Now, the guy does save his girlfriend. And this is where I gotta get into spoilers. Because I have to. Because it's the reason why I did not mind the film. Spoilers. The female intern gets killed. Our lead guy hits someone with a shovel, saves his girlfriend, runs off, gets to a house, gets a gun, makes the family tied up. And here's the twist. And I thought it was actually kind of interesting. Because you think maybe these villagers is like a hostile situation, or it's a crazy religious sect, or something to that effect, or these villagers are possessed with evil. No, the villagers are the good guys. And the reason they warn them to not go into the fog, because if you go into the fog, sooner or later, you're going to be possessed. So lo and behold, the journalist lady, she gets possessed. And the boyfriend's confused, like, what's going on? He enters the room where, of the family, a little boy was tied up, and he gets dragged away. And he tries to find him, and he finds the boy disemboweled. Then he looks over here and finds the other two parts of the family dead. Then his girlfriend, like, grabs him. Then the villagers come in, like they're a SWAT team of priests, but they got crosses. And this is where you get some gore, where her face is trying to look a bit like that Stephen King movie Sleepwalkers, or just any other like possession where their face changes a bit. And again, this is spoilers. She rips a throat out. She stabs one priest. She stabs the other priest, and the villagers have to knock her down, and ultimately the boyfriend has to hold her head as she tries, please no, but he keeps adamant. And they pound the mask into, I guess it stops the possession. And then by the end, even the guy, the lead guy is bloodied up. He was beaten up, but he's let go. And he's let go. He understands why they did it. And he asks, what is that thing up there? It's a curse on the land that's been here for a long time. I think that twist and that ending, like I said, it's not monumental. It's not, Evil Dead 2, this crazy ending. But I thought, okay, that was actually a decent twist of the story. I don't want to say the word refreshing, but considering the state of movies I watched consistently, it was still a nice bit of change of pace. So it's not a ton of death scenes. It is a slow build. The fog looks a bit crappy. Some people may get the twist before I did, and I'm just dumb. But in the fact that, the villagers are not the typical hostile, the Eli Roth movie, that type of stuff. They're actually the good guys. They did warn them that they have to do this because if the possessed people will kill innocent people, like some of the villagers got killed. They didn't kill the guy. They didn't murder the guy, the innocent guy. And the boyfriend didn't know better, so you can't really blame him for it. Just his eyes, these are crazy people trying to kill his girlfriend and killed the intern. So you can understand the lead guy's. And then once he realizes, because you gotta understand, so many movies I've seen so many movies. And I could kind of pick on what to me a dumber movie would do. Which is, even though his girlfriend's possessed, he's still going to put the gun to these guys. And you'd be like, dude, your girlfriend's clearly possessed. No, he doesn't do that. He's just confused. He sees them struggling, and then he holds her head because he knows it's the right thing to do. Or, okay, they don't kill this guy even though he's an innocent, even though he didn't do anything wrong. No, they let him go. Because, what's the lead guy going to tell? Yeah, this crazy curse turned my girlfriend and her intern to possess people. He'd be locked up and they'd think he was a murderer. Or crazy or something. So, it's the little things that I pick up on stuff for me personally that makes me not mind certain films. And would I ever watch the film again? No. Would I ever buy the film? No. Is it a great movie? No. Like I said, I mentioned the fog, the cheap jump scare. It's a slow build. It's not a big body count. You get a couple decent little gore bits. But yeah, I thought the finale was satisfying enough that I'm like, okay, that was a decent watch. But for a lot of people, it would be like, whatever. It's forgettable. And I can understand that. But like I said, the story was decent enough in its follow through that I at least thought it was a time waster. This is one of those films that if you caught it on cable and you're watching it on a rainy night, like this rainy night here, you watch it by then, you go, okay, doesn't make me mad. Alright, there's issues, there's problems. Okay, I've seen much worse. Like that kind of reaction. And you just say, well, why? There's one Polish guy that knows English. Well, if he said it, do you think they would believe him? We're doing this because you're possessed. Or your girlfriend and the intern are possessed. Would you believe that? If someone told you that? Honestly, no. Most people in real life would not. If you say yes, it's because you're in a movie. That's why you say yes. Yes, I would believe it. Yeah, because you're in a horror movie. But if you're in the real world, some stranger that are trying to seem like they're going to kill you, that knocked you out, that you got your nose bloodied, they go, yeah, they're possessed. You'd be like, oh, you crazy fuck. All I saw was some weird fog. Think about your friend, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your wife, your husband, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, or your pet dog. He's possessed. Fuck you. I believe it more than you. I believe it more than you. Yeah, I'm a fake. So that's what. Yeah. So I understood, for the most part, the logic of the movie, at least in my eyes, in my point of view, and that's why I didn't mind that. I didn't like and when the reveal when he looks over and he sees the kid and he's drugged away, and I thought that was kind of a decent sequence, effective sequence, some nice aftermath, a bit of gore, where the throat's ripped out, some nice makeup effects there. They didn't go all out and dodgy CGI in the finale. You know, if you cut certain things, this would have been like a decent episode of, I don't know, Tales, maybe not Tales from the Crypt, but one of those type of shows. I think that's the thing. Like, you could edit this down, and it would be like a decent episode of a show. Name whatever horror show you want. You were okay, it wasn't bad, so. As I said, I didn't mind the lead guy. I don't know what else he's done, movie-wise. The female journalist was so-so in her acting. The female intern, honestly, you don't get to know much about her. So I can't really say I was indifferent to her, that character. The villagers, obviously, you don't know much about them. That's part of the story. And then again, that amounts to it's not a memorable movie. But I don't think it's a piece of crap. Far from it. It's... But at the same time, I don't know what would drive someone to go out of their way to watch it. Maybe it's one of those, I don't know, if it's on Tubi or something, you're completely bored, you've seen all the other films, watch it and, okay, it was alright. If that makes sense. So, that's the way I put it. Which was better than I thought, because I thought, oh, it looks like a very piece of shit. And I don't think it's a piece of shit. It's okay shit. It's alright. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.